Picture this. You have a couple cows in a small field with a pond and some trees. Everything is fine until there is a hot October day and they drink a lot of water from the pond. The next day, when you go and check on them, you discover that they have all suddenly passed away. What happened? Did they all get struck by lightning? Did they all have a heat stroke? The most likely cause was that the pond was filled full of leaves and seeds from a Kentucky coffee tree, which, according to John Rowe in a 2006 article in the USDA Plant Guide, cattle have reportedly died from drinking pools of water contaminated with the leaves and seeds from a Kentucky coffee tree. People should be able to identify trees to know the dangers and problems certain trees have. In my speech, I will be covering what problems can arise with plants and animals around trees, what you should do to limit exposure, and how much easier it is to avoid problems once you know how to identify trees. So how can trees harm plants and animals? Certain trees can cause sickness in pets and kill out plants. Many trees are toxic to plants and animals because some trees, like oak and fruit trees, have toxins in the seeds that are harmful to pets. Other trees, like walnut and hickory trees, have toxins all around the tree which are toxic to plants. According to Jake Emanuel, a certified tree arborist in a 2018 blog in Trees by Jake, oak trees are dangerous to pets because the acorns contain a toxic element called tannic acid and when ingested can cause diarrhea, vomiting, and abdominal discomfort. Walnut and hickory trees produce a chemical called juglone and can kill the plants it planted near them. According to Jim Selmer in a 2023 Penn State article, experimental studies have shown that juglone inhibits plant respiration, depriving sensitive plants of needed energy and cell division, as well as water and nutrient uptake. So how can we avoid these problems if we know how to identify trees? By knowing the identity of each tree, you can be able to know the risks that come with them for your pets and plants. Once you can confidently identify the oak and fruit trees, either you will just have to make sure your pet doesn't get into them, or you'll have to have them removed by a professional. In rare cases, dogs can even get sick from a maple tree. According to Christine Bain in a 2025 article in Guide Dogs for the Blind, red maple leaves can cause toxicity in dogs in rare cases. When you are planting or gardening, make sure to avoid all walnut trees and hickory trees in general, because the whole tree, including the root system, is toxic to most plants and over time will cause the plant to wilt and die. According to Jim Selmer in a 2023 Penn State article, the most common symptoms of juglone sensitivity in landscape and garden plants is a yellowing and wilting of leaves, especially during the hot and dry periods during the growing season, ultimately resulting in the wilting and death of the plant. Now I want you guys to visualize the importance of being able to identify trees. You should be able to identify trees so then you are able to figure out if they are safe for your pets and plants to be around. This is important to me because I live on a dairy farm and we like to plant trees out in the field to help the cows out with some shade. We avoid planting trees like black walnut, Kentucky coffee trees, and maple trees because we do not want to have the risk of them getting sick or in worst cases dying. We also have a garden in our backyard, but we had to cut down and remove a couple of black walnut trees because all of our tomato plants were dying. Because I am able to identify trees, I can make decisions on what to plant, what to remove, and what to avoid with complete confidence. Now you should see why you should be able to identify trees. By being able to identify trees, you can now confidently know what dangers come with them for your pets and your plants, whether it's for gardening, flower beds, cattle, cats, or dogs. Knowing what can happen gives you a better understanding on how to avoid it. To be able to have a better understanding of how to identify trees, the Arbor Day Foundation has a tree identification guide in their website where you can learn about over 200 types of trees. I encourage you to look into this to learn more about trees. The more you know about them, the safer your pets will be and your plants will definitely look better.